Good morning. We are live here at Lost Creek Lake, and we're about 30 minutes from the launch of We Row for William on the Rogue River. We'll have more details coming up in a few minutes.
And we're back here in studio tracking what we can expect for our Friday. It's looking more wet and chillier ahead. We'll talk more about it coming up.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 this morning.
Good morning, and thanks for joining us for NewsWatch 12 this morning. I'm Brinkley Hill.
And I'm Damon Alvarado. We're out here at the Lost Creek Lake spill-off, where, as Brinkley just mentioned, we're getting ready for the We Row for William. 8 rowers taking that 157-mile trek from this area all the way to the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, go ahead and take a look at what that's going to look like. It's going to take them roughly 36 to 40 hours right now. It's going to be an overnight trip non-stop. Yeah, what a challenge that's going to be.
And we're going to take a look with Storm Tracker 12 meteorologist Sarah Kress to see what these weather conditions are going to look like, but what you can expect going into your Friday.
Yeah, starting off our Friday, it is a little less chilly than the past few days, especially this morning thanks to that cloud cover. But definitely we can't expect to see showers for us throughout the day. We're taking a look out at Grants Pass. This is one of the stops. You can go and cheer them on as they're traveling through the Rogue River later today. But this morning it is 52 degrees, definitely on the warmer side compared to yesterday, into the 30s in Grants Pass this time. But 42 into Klamath Falls, 46 into Montague along the coast, in the 40s. But take a look at compared to yesterday where we're at now. It's 12 degrees warmer into Lakeview, 13 degrees into Grants Pass, Montague 11 degrees warmer. So we can say thank you to those clouds, but I do know some of us aren't a big fan of that wet weather that is returning, but it is a little bit needed. We are tracking some showers this morning. It'll pick up in activity as we're into the afternoon. We'll also be tracking the potential for some thunderstorms to develop as well. But those high temperatures today will be a bit chillier than yesterday. We were into the 70s. Today we're into the 60s. We have a high of 65 for Medford and Grants Pass, 64. East side, Klamath Falls has a high of 59. Along the coast is pretty similar to yesterday into Northern California. Expect your high temperatures today into the lower to mid 60s. Plenty of clouds to go around the region. It's going to look a bit gloomy for us. We'll see that activity pick up into the afternoon for us, and then late afternoon through the evening is when we'll really begin to keep an eye if we see one of those thunderstorms develop. Now, tracking into this weekend, tomorrow it is going to be even chillier than today. We'll see more cloud coverage around the region, but Sunday we will begin to dry out, but it will be a bit breezier for us. So I'll go into a bit more details over the next couple of days coming up in your next forecast.
And we're going to go ahead and take a look at what that route looks like. Sarah built this out for us just so you can see how long it is. It starts near the Lost Creek Lake spill-off, and then it runs past along the Rogue River into the Grants Pass area. And then you're going to see it hit all the way just above Gold Beach into the Pacific Ocean. And there's also going to be viewing areas for people to get involved and watch them raft along the Rogue River.
Yeah, and those stopping points are both so people can see, and it's also going to be a little bit of a safety, for safety as well. It's going to be a bridge at Shady Cove. There's also going to be Powerhouse Rapids. That's going to be the biggest viewing point on this trip in Central Point. And then there's also going to be a few more, including Riverside Park. And you can go ahead and see those stopping points on our website if you would like to go along and see this rafting trip for William. But we actually do have William's dad, Joe, joining us live this morning on this trip.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Joe.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
All right, and obviously we do want to talk about William's journey. So if you just want to give our audience a little bit about what Duchenne is.
Yeah, so William has Duchenne muscular dystrophy. It's a genetic disorder that essentially prevents your muscles from recovering correctly after use. So if you or I go to the gym and lift weights, we get sore and then our muscles get stronger. That last piece doesn't happen for William. And so as he uses his muscles, he loses that strength. Of course, the heart is a muscle and the diaphragm is a muscle. So ultimately, while he's going to lose his ability to walk over the next 5 to 10 years, you know, the worst part is boys with Duchenne typically don't live past age 30 as those heart and lung muscles wear out.
And I know he was diagnosed roughly 5 years ago. What has that journey been like over the last 5 years to now get to this point where there's a treatment, that's, could help?
Yeah, I mean, it has been a whirlwind. caring for someone with Duchenne is really challenging, especially a little boy, because we're constantly balancing, how much do we let him play and go run around with his friends and be a kid, and how much do we protect him and try to limit his activity. And so, we spend a lot of time stressing out about that and trying to, make those right decisions for him. It's a really tough balance, but if you told us 5 years ago that there was this potential treatment right here, I think I don't know that I would have believed you. So it's been pretty amazing. We're working with an organization called Cure Rare Disease that's developed this treatment. They've just been tremendous to work with, and some really, really brilliant scientists and researchers that have come up with these breakthrough innovations. So, we're really excited, and we really feel all the support on the trip. It's been really fun.
And Brinkley, we'll dive into that Cure Rare Disease, break that down for you. But Joe, just one question. As you guys are all out here, we have the crew out there. What are some of those expectations for today, and what are you expecting? It does feel a little different than a typical trip. This is our bread and butter activity, but launching like this, usually we're packing all our overnight gear and food and all these things, and so this trip feels a little bit different. And there's a little nervous energy. I think we're all excited and a little nervous, and I think we're ready to hit the water. I expect we'll be moving fast because we'll be getting that nervous energy out, pushing down river.
Well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're gonna see you guys launch off later this morning, and we're so excited to see you guys get out there and also be there for some of those viewing parties along the Rogue River. Is there anything else you would like to let people know this morning as you get ready to head out?
Just that we're doing this for William, and is a really exciting treatment, and could really help not just him but other folks with rare genetic disease that are typically don't get the support and don't get the opportunity for treatment that other folks get. So we really appreciate all the support, and we rowforwilliam.org.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, and thank you so much. And we did get to talk to the founder and CEO of the biotech company, and I got to learn a little bit more about what that treatment is going to look like and what it's like living with one of these rare diseases.
Believe it or not, 1 in 10 Americans are impacted by a rare disease. This is more than diabetes, this is more than cancer.
Rich Horgan took his first trip to Oregon this week to meet the Jackson family. William is one of about 30,000 Americans being impacted by a rare disease.
The challenge, though, is that of those 10% of Americans, they're impacted by over 10,000 different rare diseases.
CRISPR is being used to develop the treatment for William, but it's still new in the medical field.
The success of this is not just an incredible hope for us and the community and the family and everybody involved. It's really the spear's edge. The tip of the spear, I should say, in terms of what medical innovation this could bring into the world.
The treatment that's being developed for William will edit his DNA to reverse or prevent Duchenne from destroying the 6-year-old's body further.
The way we're harnessing CRISPR is to go in and target the duplication within the genetic code and to remove that duplication.
And the way that Rich described this to me is that right now William's DNA is basically a recipe. But with Duchenne, there's one part of the recipe that's being duplicated over and over again. And so this treatment is going to edit the genetics and make sure that this part that's being repeated over and over again is going to get clipped out of his DNA so that hopefully William's muscles can recover better and that he's able to continue to live a long and healthy life. But I was able to talk to Rich at Roxanne Winery earlier this week. They had a fundraiser where everything sold that night went to We Row for William, and one of the co-owners is actually here. He's
Chad
going
Day.
to be
Chad Day is taking part of rowing today. His kids and himself has known the Jackson family for a long time. And when we talked last week, he talked to me about how he loves how this community gives back. Southern Oregon, multiple businesses have donated to this cause, but there's also some places in Portland and Ohio. It's like Families for Ohio donating to William's cause. And Chad, just, standout guy. Roxanne Winery raised $20,000 the other day, putting their total just under $500,000 they're trying to meet that $800,000 goal.
Yeah, and the other co-owner's husband is also on this trip, so we're just seeing a lot of community support here. A lot of these rafters here today are homegrown in Southern Oregon and they've known each other for forever, and so are really excited to be heading out on this trip now in probably about 15 to 20 minutes here. But I was able to talk to Katie, that's William's mom, and she said that what we're doing here this morning, this rafting trip, the fundraising, even developing this treatment, all of those steps are the easy part. But the hard part has really been for William, who's having to live with Duchenne every single day. And he's doing with a smile on his face, being such a happy kid, such a smart kid, enjoying school, loving to get to be there. But truly, he's the one putting in the hard work.
He just wants to be a kid. He just wants to play and participate. And he is already at a point where he's not keeping up. And it's completely heartbreaking and unfair to watch. And that's why we're here, is to change that.
Well, we are going to be back here live in about 10 minutes and really see this launch take off and make sure they get off here on the Rogue River well. But let's check back in with Sarah one more time about what these rowers can expect this morning heading into the weekend.
For this morning, it definitely isn't feeling as chilly as the past few, but there definitely could be a chill here in some areas. But for today, those high temperatures won't be spiking up too much. We'll either be slightly below normal or right on that normal mark for us today. Plenty of clouds across the region. We expect scattered showers really picking up into the afternoon. And we do have the ingredients for some thunderstorms to possibly develop into the afternoon through this evening. Now, checking in with the next few days, it's going to be cooler for us again on our Saturday with plenty of clouds to go around. And then onto our Sunday, we'll be on the drier side. Temperatures will be mild, but we'll begin to warm up into next week. So let's go ahead right now and take a live look out at Medford from our Compass Cam. We'll be back in about 7 minutes with your full forecast.